I don't really think it's a real business. What up, YT? We're just getting started with a little live. Got the TikTok live right here. If you want to own a real business, private label. I'll at some point go and sell all of my brands one day. You aren't going to go sell an arbitrage or private label business, or arbitrage or wholesale business. This is okay. And I'm not talking down on you, Peekaboo. What I respect anybody who goes and starts any venture, like for real. So it's not me ever talking down on somebody who's doing that business model. So I hope it never comes off that way. Actually, I probably have more respect for people who do that than if you're just working a regular job and complaining about the scenario that you're in life. I don't really have too much empathy for that. But it's just not the business model for me. Millie, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Yes. Got my private label sorted, trying to do both. Nice. What's the difference between private label brand approval and brand registry? Private brand approval is having your brand on the listing, and brand registry is having legal rights to your brand name and then all of the other tools that Amazon allows. Isn't it a hit or miss with private label? No, there's no such thing. And this is why I would love to get on a live with somebody who has opposing views of me, who makes content and claims to be a big arbitrage or wholesale seller, because I know all the things that they say about private label to people who can't necessarily back it up. But it would be really interesting for them to get on a live with me. It's the easier business model to sell online. Anybody who tries to say that arbitrage is going to have a higher success rate than private label, or wholesale is going to have a higher success rate with private label, is just very much incorrect. You're going to have, and I've said this before, if I took 100 people who did arbitrage, 100 people who did wholesale, and 100 people who did private label, you're going to have similar people fail and succeed, similar percentages, more or less. So no, it's not hit or miss. I'm not just throwing something at the wall and hoping that it sticks. I'm doing things based on good business practices to make my product successful. For a video on my listing, do you recommend a product video animation or a video of people using it? It depends on the product. Everything is going to be different. So like if you have a product that needs to be put together, maybe show it being put together and then how it can be used. If you have a toy product that doesn't need assembly, then maybe sports product. If there's no assembly, then yeah, show people using the product. I think that would be good. Show what's included and then show people using it. About to touch 4 milli, get it to 10. God willing, man. I think that by the end of next year, I'll be able to hit 5 on this account. And then I think within the next 2 years, I'll be able, I know this is a big jump, but I think I'll be able to get it to like 7 to 8. We got some plans behind the scenes. Bro, are you rich? Nah, man, not even a little bit. Oops. I'm blessed, but I'm not rich. I'll call myself rich when I have 100 mil liquid in the bank. Outside of that, I'm just well off. What is the answer to that? Can Amazon not allow you to sell products under private label brand? You just got approval. If it's not your brand, yes. Like if somebody tried to sell on my brand, we wouldn't let them sell on there. And if they ever made their way onto the listing, we would kick them off legally. Good live with ecom. Love y'all. Appreciate you, Honda. Yup. We'll do more of those, to be honest. I think we didn't really do it when he had a business partner, and I can understand why, but now that he's kind of on his own, I could see us doing, not ever like collabing per se on anything, but collabing on lives. Do you think January sales slow down significantly? I think it depends on the product. Like on this account, we don't really see the biggest spike during Q4. So we also don't see the biggest decline in January. But like on one of my home decor brands, we see an insane spike during Q4. It'll slightly drop off. Like if we're here during Q4, it'll be here the first couple weeks of January. And what I've noticed, and I'm assuming from buyer behavior owning that brand for years, is that people are kind of post holiday shopping. Like maybe they got gift cards and they want to buy some products and stuff. And then come like the end of January, it's down here. Wholesaler arbitrage, neither, brother. Hey, bro, what's good, Noah? Good to see you, my guy. I'm curious, why does everybody is it just because more people make content for those business models? Most people just come in the live and I'm not saying it as a bad thing. I don't take any offense to it, but people are like, wholesaler arbitrage. Why do we assume that those are the only business models on Amazon? I'm not a shill, you guys. I'm not trying to sell anybody on a business model like all of those guys. I think the 90% rule actually significantly drops off. You have to add some inflation numbers for the arbitrage and wholesale community. 99% of them are speaking nonsense. 1% of them are probably doing the dang thing. And 0.10% are all stars. Sounds easier because all you're doing is selling it. Yeah, for sure. They sell arbitrage as simple process without the downside. Yeah, man, that's really why I would love to debate those people. Oh man, I need to pin this comment. I love this comment. What kind of business are you in on Amazon? As I'm only familiar with those two. Yeah, I do private label, brother. So I sell my own branded products on Amazon. Like I'm the business owner. I'm not reselling other products. It says tried wholesale and realized the juice wasn't worth the squeeze for such small margins. Doing private label now. This is where it's at, man. People, and I'm sure you learned wholesale from somebody online, right? And they made it sound like it was this maybe not even get rich quick scheme, but like something where it was just too good to be true. And then you actually start doing it and you're like, wait, why am I doing this for 10? Why am I doing all of this work for 10% margins? It'd be hard to get me out of bed in the morning for 10% margins. I got that from Kevin O'Leary on Shark Tank. He's like, I'm not going to get out of bed for 5% margins. What are you talking about? The mentorship ranges between 3 to 5K, 2K. Uh, 2K, thank you so much for the follow. Rave or Brianna, thank you so much for the follow. Would you recommend starting a product launch around March to have a more fair start? I tend to fall on the side of I don't really think it matters when you start your Amazon business, to be honest. Like if you're launching a toy product in January, like maybe there's an argument for starting it a little later, but I don't really think that it matters all that much. I've launched products in January that hit. Why not do OA? I mean, it's just not worth my time, bro. I feel like I need a better answer for that, but like analytically, it's not as good of a business model. It's an easier business model to sell to people online. It's not a better business model to actually execute on. Like if you took an arbitrage seller, and we're just using averages, I've seen arbitrage sellers hit 20% margins, but I think that's very rare. But if we were just to take an average, let's say there was an arbitrage seller and me, same exact numbers, right? We do over 1.5 million in profit, they would do 300,000 in profit, or like 400,000 in profit. You also can't really talk about private label like a get rich quick scheme. Yeah, man. But that's never been my intention, right? I've always just tried to give people good information. I could, at the end of the day, like, it makes no difference to me if somebody decides they want to do arbitrage, wholesale, whatever, a different business model, do want to sell on Amazon, don't want to sell on Amazon. Like, my brand's not going to grow any less because you don't want to do a certain business model. Now, these people, that's a little different. I would hate to dump money into ads in January and have more difficult growth. It really depends on the product you're launching, Noah, but I wouldn't stress it too much. During launch, do you think I should adjust bids daily? No, you should not. You should wait for the data to roll in, and usually that'll take like about a week or at least a few days. What up, Noob? Good to see you, brother. Noob, I just learned your real name today, by the way. How much do you need to start private label, and on average, how long does it take to find a winner? I mean, the answer for me is going to be different than the answer for all of you, but generally it would take like 3 to 6K to launch a product. And then in terms of how long does it take to find a winner, I can find a winner in 10 minutes. It would probably take like a novice beginner. I think I said how long it would take me to find a beginner. I meant a product, but it would probably take a beginner a few days or a couple weeks, depending on how much they did product research. What does the price depend on? The package, like, both will have all the resources and accesses to me, but one comes with product selection, where based on the criteria that I use and teach, I'll select your product for you. One does not come with that, but I do teach in the program how to do product research. So I can't start with 500? No. Does Amazon ask for a lot of documentation for toy products? No. They ask for a CPC, and you can get that from a manufacturer in most cases. It's actually pretty straightforward. It kind of like scares some people, but like the idea of having to get that, but it's just as easy as launching any other product. Yo, I got a question. Yo, I got an answer. Do you have another account? No. If you ever received a message from me or a follow from me, that wasn't me. I will not follow any of you, and I will not message any of you first. It's literally in my profile. I will not message you first. Those are fake accounts trying to scam you. So do not fall for them. Lobby, thank you for sharing the live. Again, was good news. What's another model I can start with? 500. I mean, you could do arbitrage. Live was fun today. Yeah, it was cool. I was not planning on going live that long earlier, but it was a fun live. We've only ever done that 2 times ever. So if you caught today's earlier live, you've watched 50% of the dual lives that I've ever done with the bro. So many fakes, even fake accounts of Noob. Yeah, man. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's when people can't actually use a skill to go make some real money, so they have to use their time to try to scam people out of their money. And it's unfortunate, but like, these people are probably in another country, and then, they probably have less than a 1% success rate. But even if you message 1,000 people and one of them hits, that's a year's worth of work in these other countries. It's unfortunate that it happens. It's also unfortunate TikTok doesn't do anything about it, because these accounts will block me, so I can't even like report them or anything. But when on the off chance that some of them don't block me, I'll literally report it and tell TikTok, like, this person is pretending to be me. And I'll get the report notification back. It says, sorry, we've reviewed this account and we found nothing wrong. All right, well. I've been making my own product videos. So far, so good. Fun. Nice, man. Why is private label more beneficial? Higher profit margins. You can make more. Nobody else is on your listing. You're not playing a game of who has the lowest price to get the buy box. You can run ads, which can help increase your revenue, assuming you have a good conversion rate. And you can go on to sell the brand one day if it's successful. How many Amazon accounts can you have at the same time? Technically one per Amazon's policy. I have 5. I had gotten a follow from one of them, but I was like, this ain't his recent video. Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. At this point, there's a little, like, I've made videos about it. I talk about it on live. I've reported them. Other people have reported them. There is literally nothing I can do except give you guys some friendly reminders that I will never message you first. I will never follow you. I follow 10 people. I personally know all 10 of those people. Lily, thank you so much for the follow, but I didn't buy it. The person was trying to convince me he was you, and he was really convincing, but I didn't buy it. He said, give me proof. He said, I don't got time for that. That's funny. What up, sheep, my boy? Dang, so have tariffs affected you though? No, not even a little bit. Tariffs are the boogeyman. Wholesale is essentially a competition / a race to the lowest margins in most cases. Yeah, that's why they all have such low margins there. Do you recommend doing sorry, Iman, I did see that question above, but I think I skipped it by accident. If we are thinking of to sell our product in a different platform, is it better to have a GTIN inbox? It depends what platform. For TikTok Shop, for even Walmart online, for your own Shopify site, no, you don't necessarily need it. Do you recommend doing different LLCs for different niches? No, I don't think you need to do that. Go, what up, Iman? Iman, based on your name, I'm assuming you're based in Los Angeles, yeah, bro? Someone asked questions. I need to hear some knowledge. Hey, man, you can ask some questions too. Don't you outsource from China, though? Yep, tariffs still don't affect me, bro. I pay less for shipping now than I did before the tariffs were implemented. I actually don't even keep up with the tariffs anymore. I don't know if they're paused. I don't know if they're not paused because I don't care. I pay less for shipping than before. There was like a 2-week period where tariffs did make shipping costs go way, way up. And then it was all back to normal. It was actually lower than it was before. Give me a kiss, Iman. Yup, born and raised in SFV, Granada Hills. Nice, bro. Yeah, I'm not too far from you. How long does it take to see good profit from private label? It's going to vary for everybody. It really depends on how much. Sorry, that threw me off. That was funny. It really depends on how fast you can build your organic rank and what your margins are from before. Y'all are wilding in the comments right now. That's funny. It doesn't change it. Y'all are funny. But also, while we wait for some more questions, keep dropping those questions down below, y'all. I love answering questions. Love is love. Y'all are funny. But I did post some gym videos on the TikTok today. Last video is a little point of view video and showing you some of my payouts on one of my Amazon accounts. Everything that I use to operate a 7-figure Amazon business. And third to last is how to become successful. Would you ever sell your Amazon business? So I operate 5, Iman. I sold my very first Amazon business that I created. I started it in 2019 and I sold it in either 20 or 21. I think it was end of 20. No, because I think I still had it during COVID. Yeah, I think 21, early 21. Is that all 4 products? Wait, what do you mean by that? But in terms of these brands, I almost sold this one. I got some offers for it this year, but I had decided that I think I can take this brand to a way higher level and then and sell it for a bigger multiple and obviously more. So I kind of got out of negotiations with that. And then I don't know, I for my top 3 brands that I operate, I would say timeline to sell them in the next like 3 to 5 years. And then I'll still have 2, and then I'll probably go start more once those are gone. How much you sell it for? I can't say the exact amount, but it was in the 6-figure range. So I didn't, walk away with millions from that brand, and there were some reasons why I sold it, kind of just to get it off my plate. I'll leave it at this. It was a gray area business that I started on Amazon. Even if you try to guess, I'm not going to answer yes or no. But they were products that were technically not allowed to be listed on Amazon. I don't know if I'm even supposed to say that. But I just had so many issues with Amazon flagging me and trying to get the account back up and this and that I had created a really strong IP for that brand. Like it was a really solid like brand name, logo, social media, and then obviously sales as well. And so I was like, you know what, let's just get out of it. Any recommendations for outsourcing copyright for my listing? I would honestly, man, like I can give you advice, but it's not going to be the best advice only because like I've created my own team for this. It's exclusive to my students though and myself. And it's like the same copywriters who create my listings, the same graphic designers who create my images. But with that, there's Fiverr, but Fiverr is going to be hit or miss. Make sure that it's like a level 2 seller. Make sure they have good reviews and just be prepared that you might get some garbage on the other end. 2021 was the best time to sell. All these aggregators were paying crazy valuations. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I ran away like a bandit with that company. So that was nice. And then I just injected that into other businesses. So Luke, even though I have trouble with selling at a profitable price point and have a bad CVR, but can rank good at a low price point, should I do that and go with a reorder? It's going to all depend on whether you think that you can turn a profit or not, Sheep. So if the answer to that is yes, then I would say yes. If you think that it's just going to be like a money trap where you just keep investing money not to see any return, then I would say no. How long does it take for a beginner from your mentoring to see profit from private label on average. It's going to be different for everybody. And then the thing about like programs, y'all, is like somebody can give you the keys to the castle, but it depends on whether you actually listen to the advice and stuff. And even then, there are so many variables, like what was your differentiator? What was your, like, did you implement a good launch strategy? What were your profit margins, that are kind of like outside of the program and what I teach? Like I teach everything. So I'll teach you how to differentiate, but you might pick a differentiator that doesn't hit. I teach you how to push for reviews and how to do ads very in depth, but it depends on how well you implement that strategy. It depends on if you start running ads, like let's say you followed everything and then you start running ads, but maybe your conversion is low in the beginning. How fast did you make optimizations so that you can increase your conversion rate? So there's a lot of factors into that for me to give like a blanket answer. Oops. How much merch did you order? Just 20 hats. I was just gonna wear it myself. Wait, why'd you buy 20 hats? For what? Beer funnel? No, it wasn't a beer funnel. Noted, I appreciate it, of course. Thoughts on AI along with regular photography photos? No, don't use AI for your pictures. But like, how long does it take? Years, months, or weeks? I would say weeks to months, not necessarily years. How long can a keyword be before it's too long? I mean, it's all going to be based on search volume. So you have short tail keywords. So to give you an example, this would be like bottle. Then you have mid tail keywords, and that's going to be water bottle. And then you have long tail keywords, which might be insulated metal water bottle with lid and straw, right? So it really depends. I wouldn't say that there's how long can a keyword be before it's too long, because you'll have long tail keywords that are long phrases, but it all depends on the search volume. If it's like in terms of main keyword, it should be above 2K, but if it's a super long tail keyword, it should be above 450. Hey Chief, how much do you need to start FBA? I would say 3 to 6K. It's just noob trader hats for fun. Are you going to send me one so I can wear it on my lives? What's the best purchase you made from profit you got from doing this? I mean, it's not a purchase, but probably like upgrading where I live. I started when I was sleeping on my best friend's couch. So moving into places that cost more than I used to make at a job, that was pretty sweet. And then the other one is just traveling, being able to see the world. I saw a post and I really liked it. I'm probably gonna steal it and make a post on my travel channel like this. But it's like when you get back from a vacation and people are like, "Oh, welcome back to the real world," but like little did they know that you were the one who was in the real world and they're kind of just in their bubble. So traveling is my thing. Okay, let's say I would do a reorder. You think I could do that while starting a second product, or would I not be ready for that? Honestly, at the stage you're at, bro, I think you could be, right? But blanket ladder is very general, but blanket ladder with mounting hardware, well, it depends on the search volume, Noah, number one. Number two, if you're selling a blanket ladder, you have to be ranking on blanket ladder. That's going to be one of your main keywords. I'll send you one with an autograph. You're welcome. I'm waiting. I'm going to hold you to that. I want my signed noob trader. I'll put it on the shelf, bro. I'll put it on the shelf. My signed noob trader hat. I just watched a recent TikTok of you. Was that payout across each SKU? Yeah, but only on one account, FB. Oh, gee, that's amazing. 50K each. It's on one account. Are you at a place where you could get your parents like a couple $1 million house? That's my goal. Yes, but I don't believe in buying houses. I was just talking to Ecom about this on the live because he's like, bro, why don't you build a house? I was like, it just doesn't make sense. I can go invest that into something and use the money that I make from the investments to go pay the rent. But in terms of like paying their rent, yes. Holy F, that was monthly? No, brother, that was bi-weekly. That's my goal. That's an amazing goal, brother. That is an amazing goal. My mom was the one who raised me. So like to tell a quick little story and keep asking your questions, I'm going to answer all of them. But I remember I had left home, and some of you have heard part of this story. Some of you haven't heard the full story. I had left home at 18 because of some family drama, not with my mom, just some other stuff. I'll just finding the right time when to talk about it. Maybe I'll make a full video on it because I've never told the story. But I remember I was sleeping on my best friend's couch in his college apartment. And so I was coming home from work one day and I was sitting in the parking garage after work talking to my mom. And we were just talking about some of the drama that was going on with all of that, like with the reason that I had left. I remember it was like a really emotional moment. No, I don't know if you've heard this part of the story, Sheep. What up, Net? Yes, sir. 4M's on the way. And I remember we were on the phone and it was like an emotional moment for both of us because like just there was a lot of things going on. And I told her, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna get you out of there. I'm gonna make sure that you're good. I'm gonna make sure that you never have to worry about anything in your life ever again. And God's plan. So like when people are like, what do you have? What are the materialistic stuff that you have? Like, man, that doesn't matter to me. Not to mention, I'm gonna get to all the questions. Add one more piece of that. In 2023, my mom had gotten sick. Thank you, God, she's all good now. But I remember when I found out that she was sick, it was like the year where I was probably the most like inactive in my Amazon businesses, but it was also the year that I had made like the most money. Now, 2024 surpassed that, 2025 surpassed that, but at that moment, it was when I was making the most amount of money. I remember praying to God, just being like, God, take all this money away from me, take away all my success, take away everything. Like, I will go to zero. I will go sleep back on my best friend's couch. Please let my mom be okay. And like I said, thank God that she's good now. But that was like a big realization moment or like pivoting moment in my life. What's the word? I forget. But like when little light bulb goes off. And that was like the moment where, and that was around the year when I was like looking at supercars and like thinking, because I had people in my ear like, bro, if you get a supercar, you'll get more followers. If you get more followers, you'll sell more of the mentorship. And so I was hanging around a group of people who like, wasn't any ill intent per se, but it was like that kind of focus. Like, okay, you got to get the supercar so that you can show that you live a certain lifestyle and all this stuff. And like, I was like, none of this stuff matters, bro. I could give a rat's rear end about a supercar or this flashy lifestyle. Like for me, there's one thing that's important, two things that are important, three things that are important: God, my family, and actually experiencing life, going and traveling the world. Okay, a reorder would cost me around 3K, I would do 300 units in that case. Got to think of this and come up with a strategy if I go for it, and maybe explore different differentiators as well. How do you deal with returns? A lot of people scamming on Amazon. I hear that a lot. Yes and no at the same time. It depends on the category. Like on average, I see less than a 2% return rate. So I think if you have like a good quality product / it's not like a super seasonal, like if you sell like a party banner, I can almost guarantee that people are going to buy it for the party and go return it after the party. It's unfortunate that it happens, but then returns are also a really big positive thing with Amazon because it makes it one of the most trusted platforms for people to buy the product. I can afford to lose 3K, so it would not be the biggest risk for me. I don't like to lose at all. Yes, you know, it's so funny. That is so funny. Bro, are you in the live right now, Chris? One of my mentorship students, after I said that, literally right after I finished that story, my guy still didn't get a supercar. Way to go, bro. Travel the world. Travel and seeing the world way more important than a car that will depreciate. That's literally like happened seconds ago. Oh, you are in the live. Hey, there we go. What's good, my boy? It's been a minute. Good to see you. Almost 4 M's. We're there. I mean, I actually think if I updated the screenshot, I would be right there at the 4M mark. Don't get me wrong, I love your story. Times it shows that you were once like us. Man, I'm still like all of you guys. I'm no different, man. I've just been putting in the work and I have more time under my belt. It's kind of like if you had a novice fighter being like going up to like John Jones. If you guys don't know fighting, then maybe this analogy will go over your head. But it's like that young fighter is just like John Jones, but John Jones has more training under his belt. John Jones has been in the game since he was 19 years old, youngest UFC champion. So, yeah, it's just timing and putting in the work. You watched the UFC? Yeah, bro. I was actually like this close to go. I'm only saying this because I'm not going anymore, but I was this close to going to this weekend's event. It's really just right down the road from me. Quick little 45-minute flight, but I think I've just been itching for a trip. So I was like, do I want to go to the UFC or do I want to go rent a hotel or beach house at the beach and I can just watch the UFC fights from there? So I chose to go to the beach. But yeah, I'm a big UFC fan. Well, you can have all that money, but without health, you have nothing seriously. There's an expression. A man has, I'm going to mess up the expression, but it's like a man has 99 problems until one of those problems is health, and then the man only has one problem. That one was, I don't even want to name drop 2K, even though you typed it. People can look at the chat for that. But that was one of them, and then also some people that he hangs out with as well. It wasn't with any ill intent. I have nothing against the name that you mentioned. Him and I are homies, but some of the people that he hangs around with haven't spoken to in years. Amazing story. So glad your mom's better. Thank you, brother. God's plan. I have $25,000. Where do I start? Go check out some of my content if you wanted to. Shameless plug, because I haven't talked about it all live pretty much. If you wanted to have me as a mentor, go check out the AMZ Masterclass. And you surely, even if you launched on your own, you don't have to spend that full 25K. Just start with one product, 100 to 300 units, and make sure that you stick to the fundamentals. What do you sell? Home and kitchen products, office products, health and household products, toys and game products, baby products. Okay, I did it again, everybody. I don't want to get off the live just yet because I'm enjoying it. So give me 30 seconds, maybe 45. I will be back because my phone is at 2%. And I bought chargers, but I keep bringing them downstairs. So I have to go back downstairs to get my chargers. Hold up. Hold up. You're not broke like me. I didn't mean that like our bank accounts are the same, bro, but we're the same. We're skin, blood, and bones. I'm a human being. And like I was saying earlier, like money is not the end all be all in life. That's what I've realized. Like if I had to choose, and this might sound silly, but if I had to choose between being broke but still being able to travel the world, but rich and I never got to really experience life, I would choose the broke and being able to travel the world. So you started with just 5K, the whole journey, and getting to 4 mil is just that amount. I invested more money as I went, like more of my profit, 2K. So it's not like I invested 5K and then never put any more money into it. 40 seconds, I timed it. Hey, let's go. Can you buy me an Xbox? No. Right down the road and flight in the same sentence. I mean, it's a 4-hour drive to Vegas. Or it's a 45-minute flight if you don't fancy driving. But yeah, I get what you mean. Did not realize I could add an extra differentiator bonus item. Thanks. Yes, sir. How many problems do sheep get? Sheep get 97 problems, not quite 99. I have $200. How do I start? It's funny because I think at this point, people who are in the live just know you, Alex. But Alex is one of my students. He also loves to troll. Have you ever tried new Launchpad software? What are your thoughts? Super big ups and respect to them for creating it. I think that the best software when it comes to Amazon private label is Data Dive, without a doubt. Data Dive is here. Everybody's here. Like I just had a guy who codes or who allegedly coded the Boss software or FBA Boss software. And he was like, yeah, Data Dive is really cool. Like we're going to start implementing some of their stuff. And that's like kind of what I meant. Like everybody's going to be playing catch up, but Data Dive is continuing to improve. So everybody's always going to be playing this catch up game there. It gives us game vibes. You actually give off genuine energy. I appreciate that, brother. I try to be. I'm me. I'm not trying to be anybody else to impress anybody else. Love me or hate me, I'm still me. How much time daily do you need to learn and launch a product typically? In the beginning, you'll probably invest like 8 to 10 hours a week. And then as you scale and become established, that time will go down. How do you minimize shipment split to Amazon FC when shipping products to China? You have to make sure you have at least 5 boxes of 5 units in each box to do the Amazon optimized shipment. Watch some of your videos. How much is your mentorship roughly? Ranges between 3 to 6K, Claire. I always tell people, hop on a call with the team. The team's going to help create a unique plan for your situation and potentially be able to like work with you on some things. So I can tell you guys like blanket answers here, but it's very much worth it to hop on a call with the team. My mom is on my heels about my business, that I'm only spending money and not making money, that it's been 9 months. I say this very respectfully, but I think if somebody hasn't started a business, they think that you're going to like start it and then just start pulling in profit right away. But it takes money to make money, and it takes time to make money. Like when you go look at some of the biggest companies in the world, they lost money for years. For years. Is that straight profit? No, it's total sales. A little over 40% margins after everything. What are the costs of data dive? It ranges between 40 and 150. Sir, you've made different amounts every day. Sir, this isn't daily sales, and I update the screenshot. Would you guys like to see some of the past ones? I can show you. How much is your program? I'm about to spend for $1,000 for a course. Man, what I will say is just be wary of what you're buying. Maybe hypocritical of me to say that, considering I have a mentorship, but I will say it. I've said it, and I will say it again. 90% rule. 90% of the stuff that you guys see online or the information that's told is absolutely nonsense. I've had people join the AMZ Masterclass from almost every single private label program that's out there. And think of it like this. If you went to Yale, why do you need to go to Harvard after? If you bought one program, why do you have to go buy another program after? It's because you didn't get what you needed from that program. And most programs are garbage. 90-10 method, 100%. In the AMZ Masterclass, we have resources. So you have access to my freight forwarder, which literally beats every freight forwarder that's out there, including the one, respectfully, including the one that was just mentioned right here. We get a lower cost per kilogram, so that's going to save you more money on shipping. We have our own AI software. We have an in-house sourcing service. We have an inspection team. We have, yes, sir, I got to pin that really quickly. We have the listing creation service. We have a trademark service. We have a bookkeeping service. We have the most in-depth ad guide that you will ever find on the product or on Amazon. I don't care if it's a different program, a course, YouTube, TikTok, nothing you will find as much of an in-depth PPC ad guide than in there. Most people have like 5 videos, 10 sections on PPC. We have like 10 hours on PPC alone. So it truly is the Harvard of Amazon FBA private label education, no doubt about it. Product selection, we're based on the criteria that I use and teach. I'll select your product for you. I want to scale to 10K a month. I love it. Is the bookkeeping service only for US residents? No, it's for everybody. What type of specimen is required for trademark registration? Either a word mark or a logo. Also, see, there's so many things in the program, I forget. You get direct one-on-one access to me. I don't proxy you off to a coach. You are getting a program from Luke Basha, so you probably, with proprietary questions, want to get questions answered by Luke Basha. Students get a one-on-one call with me. We also do weekly group coaching calls. Yes, Alex, they did. We're having support come in and fix something because the emails are bouncing right now. Bro, I don't know why this guy's in the live. Like, are you a paid actor, brother? I respect. He's like, this guy follows me. I'm just gonna have to, bro, I just remembered I bought your Amazon Masterclass years ago. Did you really? Wait, hold on. How did you forget that, bro? That's a wild thing to forget. But going back to you, Alex. Also, I didn't block that guy. He's still in the live. But yeah, that was just weird vibes. But yeah, the email. So they've tried to respond, but the emails are bouncing. So we have to internally fix the emails. If you want, bro, just message me directly, and I'll get it started for you. How many product classes you normally register for trademark? One. I just remembered because your name sounded so familiar. Bro, what? That's so wild. Hold on. Bro, send me a message on TikTok with you don't have to send it here, but send me a message on TikTok with your name, and I'll look it up and make sure that you can get access to everything if you did really get it. Bro, that number's stressing me out. Why is it stressing you out? It should motivate you, brother. Sheep, real quick, if you're still in here, tell me that wasn't weird, right? Need $500 more? I know, right? Okay, I can see why it's stressing you out. What you sell, brother? All types of products, man. My top ones are home and kitchen, office products, baby products, toys and games. And I think I already said office products. Health and household. It ranges between 3 to 5K, Farhan, but I always tell people, hop on a call with the team. It's going to be the best move for you. I don't do wholesale, Breezy. I do private label. I own my own brands. I'm going to pin this one too. I'll definitely join, brother, but can I get a one-on-one call? Every student gets a one-on-one call, man. In fact, let's make a special offer right now. I don't think I've ever done this. So anybody who joins the AMZ Masterclass this week, so today's Wednesday, October 1st, this offer expires Sunday, October 5th. Anybody who joins the AMZ Masterclass this week will throw in an extra one-on-one call with me. So that is valid until Sunday, October 5th. Nice guy. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. So we've been at it for so long. I've been live so long today. I might do a shorter live tomorrow. But in the Tiki Talk bio, AMZ Masterclass. Wait, almost doxed my email right there. AMZ Masterclass. Oh yeah, this guy part was weird, but it seemed like he was a normal person from what he said before. Yeah, and then it just kind of got weird at the end. It was like almost like a paid actor. I don't know. You guys can see everything that's included in the AMZ Masterclass. And then, yes, I want to apply. You'd go through this quick questionnaire right here to see if you qualify. Actually fill it out properly. Hide this part. You guys can't see my phone number and name. And if you qualify for the program, once you're done filling it out, drop the question, brother. We're about to call it. You'll be able to select a date and time. Select the date and time. Hop on a call with my onboarding coach, Adam. Join before the 5th extra one-on-one call with me. Yeah, that was the thing that I thought was weird. That was the first. But on that note, everybody, make sure to go show some love to my last few videos. Check out the AMZ Masterclass. I tried one product from Alibaba and the manufacturer selling on Amazon two. Now Amazon asked you what? But maybe it was because I mentioned yours. To have a barcode. Yeah, you need an FBA barcode digital. But show some love. That is your Prime Day offer, bro. Yeah, there we go. Extra one-on-one call. That's my Prime Day offer. By the way, that offer is really, really tempting me. Yes, sir. Do I have to cancel it? No, you need to make sure that you have an Amazon barcode on there, brother. But extra one-on-one call. You have until the 5th. Make sure to go check it out. I love y'all. I appreciate you. And I will see y'all tomorrow. We did some long ass lives today.